The sun wasn't even being shy that day, it was beating down on the small town of Udo like someone who forgot the dimmer switch. The streets were loud, busy, full of people trying to survive the afternoon heat. Food sellers called out prices, kids ran around barefoot, and the smell of roasted plantain drifted everywhere like an invitation. Right in the middle of all that noise sat Rosemary. Everyone knew her. Everyone liked her. She wasn't rich, she wasn't fancy, not even close. Her stall was basically a tired-looking wooden table, 2 old pots, a charcoal stand that always squeaked, and a bench that looked like it survived a war. But her food? Her food was famous. Her rice and stew tasted like comfort, like hope, like something that could pull you back from a bad day. She cooked with love, even though life had not been kind to her. She was a widow, broke most days, and raising her little daughter Amora on her own. But she still smiled like she refused to let the world win, and that's when she saw him. A tiny boy. Maybe 5 years old. Walking like the world had already defeated him. His cheeks were wet with tears. He kept wiping his face like he didn't want anyone to notice, but everyone could see. He looked lost. He looked scared. And he looked hungry in a way no child should ever look. Rosemary put down her spoon immediately. My child, come here. Come and rest. The boy stopped. Then turned. Then slowly dragged his feet toward her like each step hurt. When he reached her, she bent down so their eyes met. My son, why are you crying like this? What happened to you? He tried to speak, but the words broke into tears. Not like tears, the type that come from deep pain. Rosemary pressed her palm gently on his shoulder. Sure, it's okay. Talk to me. Maybe I can help. The boy sniffed hard, trying not to choke. My stepmother, she sent me to buy rice and stew. She gave me money but I lost it. I fell down and the money disappeared. If I go home now, she will punish me. She will lock me up again. She won't give me food. She has done it before. Rosemary felt something twist in her chest. How old are you? 5, he whispered. My name is David. Only 5.5, and already carrying fear heavier than anything he could lift. Rosemary wiped his cheeks with her wrapper like a mother would. Listen to me, David. Nobody will punish you here. Nobody will starve you. But I don't have money to pay for the food she asked for. Who said you'll go home with nothing? She opened her cooler, dished rice, poured stew, and wrapped it carefully. Then she served another plate, this one for him. David stared like he was witnessing a miracle. Auntie, I don't have money. You don't need money, she said, because children must not suffer. And I will not let you cry alone. His lips trembled. You mean? I can come again? Yes, my child. He held the food to his chest like treasure. Then he sat and ate the plate she gave him. He ate fast, too fast, like someone afraid the food might disappear. Rosemary watched him quietly, wondering what kind of woman could treat a child like this. When he finished, he rushed home, but the moment he reached the compound, trouble was already waiting. His stepmother, Odon, a woman whose anger always looked ready for a fight, stood at the gate. Why are you just coming back? She shouted. David tried to explain, but his voice shook. The woman selling food, she delayed. Before he finished, she stepped close. Her voice was sharp. Liar. She grabbed the nylon, smelled the stew on his lips, and her anger exploded. You ate outside? Behind my back? You are becoming stubborn. David shook, terrified. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. No food for you. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not for days. David went inside quietly. He sat on the living room floor, the place she always told him to sit. He heard her eating happily with her own son. But she never called him. Not once. That night, when his father got home, tired and hungry, he called for David to come and eat, but David remembered the threat. I'm not hungry, Daddy, he said softly. His father didn't notice, but Odon did, and she watched with a smile. Later that night, when the house finally went quiet, small footsteps approached. David panicked, thinking Odon had come again. But it wasn't her. It was Ibuka, her son. David, are you okay? He whispered. David tried to hide his tears. Yes. No, you're not, Ibuka said. I saw Mama take your food. She told me not to talk to you, but I don't like how she shouts. He opened his palm, revealing a tiny piece of bread. I brought this for you. Hide it. David's heart softened. At least someone cared. Thank you, he whispered. The next morning, David was sent home from school because his fees weren't paid. He walked slowly, dragging his bag, wiping tears. Rosemary saw him instantly. My son, again. What happened? They sent me home. Daddy gave Mama money, but she kept it. She said if I talk, she will throw me out. That was it. Rosemary's patience snapped. She didn't shout, but her voice carried weight. Tomorrow morning, come here. I will give you the money. You will pay it yourself. You deserve school. You deserve better. David gasped. Mama, you will do that for me? Yes. His face lit up like sunrise. One day, I will build you a house, he said. You'll see. I will be a big engineer. Rosemary laughed softly. May your words come true. She fed him again, a full plate, enough to make him forget he had gone 2 days without proper food. The next day, she gave him the envelope of money. David ran to school, paid the fees, and returned proudly with the receipt. But when he reached home and showed Odon, her eyes sharpened. Instantly paid? How? Mama Rosemary helped me, he said quietly. That one sentence was gasoline on fire. So she is trying to embarrass me? Make me look wicked? That widow thinks she can do better than me. She stormed out of the house. David followed slowly, terrified of what could happen. When she reached Rosemary's stall, she didn't greet, she didn't breathe, she just started shouting about things no woman should ever say. Rosemary tried to stay calm, but when Odon insulted her family and accused her of wicked things, Rosemary stepped forward. Odon, she said, voice steady, you need to stop. But Odon, fueled by anger, pushed her. The push wasn't hard, but it crossed a line. Rosemary took a long breath and stood firm. Don't ever lay hands on me again, she said. People gathered, everyone saw, and instead of fighting back violently, Rosemary did something even more powerful. She used her voice. Her strength. Her presence. She spoke so sharply, so confidently, so fearlessly that Odon shrank in front of everyone. She didn't scream, she didn't attack, but she set boundaries so strong that Odon had no choice but to back away. By the time Rosemary finished, Odon was speechless. The whole street watched her walk away in shame. And that day, David learned something important. You don't need fists to win a fight. Sometimes courage is louder. 10 years passed. David grew into a tall, sharp, kind-hearted teenager. His grades were top of the class. His teachers loved him. The other kids looked up to him. And every day after school, he visited Rosemary, the woman who fed him when no one else cared. But one afternoon, she called him over with a heavy look. Sit with me, my son. David instantly felt something was wrong. Mama, what happened? She took a deep breath. My time in this town is ending. I will soon leave. David froze. What? Mama, to where? She looked away. My old friend from the city came. She told me there is more opportunity there. If I go, I can finally grow. I can build something bigger. I've suffered too long here.